Hey everyone, it's your girl Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. I am here with a quick message. I'm not going to be for long, I promise. Okay, I'm probably lying, but we're going to try to make this a quick message today. Hope everyone is doing great. Hope you're doing well. I have a really good message that was inspired. I was very inspired today. I have been doing this professionals. It's really more personal development workshop for the last 6 weeks. Today was actually the last day. Good time, and I was able to actually, go through this process of like a lot of self reflection. For those of you that know me, I have been doing inspirational messages since 2014 on social media. And I love what I do, and sometimes I do lose focus because I am focused on trying to make things perfect, right? And at the end of the day, nothing is perfect. And I do understand that nothing is perfect. But tonight, I wanted to talk about something that came up in our, like I said, today was our last session. And I want you to ask yourself, what have you subscribed to, right? What have you subscribed to? Now, many people have gone through the process of identifying the subscriptions of maybe their social media accounts, right? You hear people say, make sure that you're detoxing and you're evaluating what you're consuming. So people will go through their YouTube subscriptions and they would unsubscribe to the various channels that no longer resonate with them, or maybe channels that no longer exist, right? Sometimes people just stop recording. And then you also have individuals who will go through like email subscriptions. How many of you have had so many email subscriptions? Like you just start subscribing to a whole bunch of stuff. You ever done that? And you end up like that's how a lot of our email inboxes get full because we are subscribed to a whole bunch of junk. Stuff that we are not interested in, things that we have no knowledge of. We done totally forgot about this product, about this company, about this service. And then you just keep getting these emails and you never go to the bottom of the email and click unsubscribe. You ever have that? We have to do the same thing with our life, right? You have to do the same thing. And when I mean with your life, you have consumed, whether you're 20 years old, that means you have consumed 20 years of subscriptions that you have opted into. And some of us, we didn't even opt into, it was given to us, right? Culturally, right? From religion, from our family, from society. So we have already opted into all of this stuff that was sometimes not you choosing to opt into. It was given to you. So here you are 20, 30, 40, 50. I work with people as old as 65 years old. And they have never taken inventory or evaluated the different things that they have been subscribed to. And I mean, that can go from I don't need a man, right? That's a subscription that a lot of us have opted into. And some of us have decided that, you know what, that doesn't resonate with me. I'm going to unsubscribe to that because that's not the narrative and that's not what I want in my life. Some people have subscribed to the poverty mindset. I'm never going to make a lot of money. Right? They have their own ceiling. My ceiling is I need to make at least $60,000 a year. Or they have subscribed to things like, again, no shade to people that I know personally, but I was born here, I'm gonna die here. And that could be a city, a state, or a country. They have subscribed to all of these things. So I want people to start taking inventory of all of the things that you have subscribed to, that you have not paid attention to, that you have not even addressed in the last 10, 5, 15 years. And the reason why I want you to do that is because that is going to help you to identify. I wish I had like some buckets, right? You have buckets of one bucket is I'm going to keep this. This is in alignment. I can do something with this. These are the values that I want to continue to uphold and allow to be a part of my life. But this bucket is going to be the bucket that's going to go out in the trash, right? My trash day is Wednesday mornings. This is going to be the stuff that I'm going to put in this bin because I need to get rid of this on Wednesday morning, right? So it is going to take some time. It is not one of the easiest activities. When I first did this was back in 2013, the first time that I ever took inventory. And trust me, I probably only touched on 5%. And the more that I grew in my relationship with God, the more that I understood that I have purpose, the more that I started to realize, life as I have been told might not quite be correct. This might not be the full reality that I have been consuming. And I started to have those two buckets again. Yeah, I believe in this. Not so much. Right. And you do that. And then sometimes you may have a third bucket where you might have to say, you know what, I'm going to just table this because I'm not quite sure. Right. Some of us might not be ready to say, yes, I'm ready to put this in the right bucket. I'm ready to put this in the left bucket because I needed to go out in the trash next week, Wednesday. So I'm going to put it here and I will reevaluate that. And that's fine too, because a part of healing, it's like people think healing is one size fit all. People think that healing is it's just going to be something super easy, it's just like sorting out clothes. It's not. It gets very ugly. It gets very hurtful. It's going to be extremely painful because what you're doing is you are unlearning the things that were told to you, the things that have been a part of you. And I tell you this as a 40-year-old woman that when I started to coach people in this capacity, people were like, "Dang, I've never even thought about any of this. I never understood why. Why did I believe in this?" And when we start to realize some of these things were the things that they were learning back in elementary school, right? When did you graduate from elementary school that you're still holding on to that you might need to put in that trash bin to go out next week, Wednesday? These are the questions that you have to start asking because this is going to lead you to having control of your life again. This is how you're going to start to design the life that's meant for you. If you don't do these different things and activities, bring yourself to the accountability table. Start doing the sorting. Start saying, look, I don't believe this anymore and I'm ready to make a change. That means that you are giving someone else the control of your life. And I was class last week. The facilitator had a picture. It was two pictures. It was a woman in the back seat of a car, relaxed, chilling, seatbelt on, and she's just looking out the window. And then it was another picture of a woman driving a car. Hand is gripped on the steering wheel. She's up here and she's driving. And at the end of the day, the reality was the person who has the wheel has control. And the person who's sitting in the back seat, nice and soft and gentle, has no control, right? And I'm going to give you an example of sometimes you will have some control, but it goes wrong. Now, I know that every market is a little bit different. When I say market, I'm talking about like the Uber and Lyft market, where we still have the option for a ride share, right? So remember when Uber first came out and you open up the app and you put your destination that you want to go to, and then they would come up with the options, right? So I think back then we only had like three options. You had the regular Uber, you may have the Uber XL, and then you had rideshare. So regular Uber might have been $20. Uber XL might have been $40. We didn't want that one. And then rideshare might have been like $15. But what the problem with rideshare is you don't know where you're going and you don't know when you're going to get there. So you are really losing control because now it's not just the driver that you have to be worried about. Now it's somebody else in the car that you have to worry about. So I used to think about from my house to my mom's house, it was, let's say it was at night. I'm not going to talk about in the morning, but let's say in the evening, 10 o'clock at night, from my house in Brooklyn to my mom's house in Brooklyn, about a 15-minute drive, right? Get on to New York, whip it on down and go straight to Crown Heights. Sounds good, right? But when I decide that, one, I don't want to drive, so now I'm releasing all the control, right? I know that if Tanisha drove her own car, I'm gonna get there in 15 minutes. Now I decide I'm gonna go to Uber. Now, if I do the Uber, the regular ride with no ride share, it might take about 20 minutes because now I have to wait for a driver, right? I can't just get in a car and go. Even when you get into the Uber car, they don't just get in and they don't just go. What do they end up doing? They get in, they got to confirm, they got to check. Sometimes they have two GPSs just to make sure that one is on Waze, one might be on Google Maps. So they got to make sure that's adding the minutes, right? So now it went from, if I'm driving, 15 minutes, but now I have someone else driving for me. And now that can be about 17 to 20 minutes. But when you add ride share will have you going to Brownsville. From East Flatbush, you're going to Brownsville, then we're going to Crown Heights. And you're thinking to yourself, why didn't they just take me there first? I mean, literally, it's straight up and a right and then a left, immediate left, and then they can go to Brownsville. You are no longer in control. And the reality is, most of us are in the last two buckets. We are always in the back seat and allowing someone else to take control. We are allowing someone else to navigate. We are opting into their journey. Because when you opt into their journey, now you're giving them the control, and now they're going to determine if they want to get there in 15 minutes, 17 minutes, or 30 minutes. And that could be because of the software or the person. You ever drove with a person? So New York City's speed limit is 25 on normal streets. You ever driven with somebody who drives 20 miles per hour? Like 25 is already slow, but I have driven with someone who drove 20 miles an hour. And they were not older. They were actually younger than me. And I remember one time, and this is how you just know, I want control, right? And I understand sometimes I can't have control because that's how God ordains it. But there are certain times I just want to get home. And I remember one time he had reached out to me. This gentleman was like, "Hey, you want to ride home?" And I was like, "No, no. I would rather stay in the control of the bus driver because I already know they're gonna go slow. I already know they gotta make stops. But there's no reason why you and I are in the car and you are going 20 miles per hour, and it's just taking 10 times longer to get there." On top of other factors. But do y'all understand what I'm saying? When we start to take back that control, and whether that is filtering out those different subscriptions that we have subscribed to over the years, or if it's just simply saying, I'm not going to be the passenger anymore. I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to take back my control because I want to have the control of getting to my destination. I want to get to where I want to go based off of the values that I believe in. Not the values that my parents have, not the values that my community have, but the values that I believe in, the things that resonate with me. Someone said to me today, how is it that there are two people could be born in the same household and they just grow up different? Because at the end of the day, when we become 18, and for some people it was a little bit earlier, and some people it might still not be a reality. Those people will wake up and one would say, you know what? Even if they have been raised in the projects, mom and dad on drugs, alcoholics, whatever, somebody is going to wake up and say, that's not the life that I want. So even though, right, check this, even though it was something that was pretty much forced on them, something that they experience every single day, when they realized I have control over my life again, they said, I'm not subscribing to that. I'm not subscribing to the addictions. I'm not subscribing to living in filth and disgust. I'm not subscribing to that. And then you'll have another sibling who fully goes into what they were raised in. And they stay there because that's what they subscribe to. They never took inventory and realized, is this in alignment with me? Because if it's not, then I need to let go of that so that I can find and be who I want to be. You are seeing now, we are literally in the season where we're seeing a lot more people take stock inventory and they are realizing this no longer resonates with me. And they're not wrong for that. They're not running from their background. They're not running away from their family and from their beliefs. They are identifying who they are and what their values are. Many people who do not do the work of realizing I need to unsubscribe to this, yes, I subscribe to that. Most times when I ask those people, what are your values? They don't know what their values are because everything is ingrained from what they have been told years after years, years after years. And when I say, when you meet someone in their 50s and they still are ingrained in what their parents taught them as teenagers, it's a very sad thing. And I feel bad for them. I wholeheartedly do. And the reason why I feel bad is because I understand that it's a stronghold that takes over us, and it's a level of fear. All you know is what we have been taught, whether it was in school, whether it was society, social media, TV, music, movies, whatever you consumed. But now is the time to say, you know what? I need to check my subscriptions. I need to unsubscribe to a lot of different things. And you know what? When I'm unsubscribing, I need to subscribe to some new things. I need to get in alignment to the things that make me feel good. I need to get in alignment to the things that I truly believe in. And I want to wake up every day and I want to demonstrate that. I want to live in it. I want to walk in it. I want to operate in it. This is what I want. I don't want this. And you have to be okay because a lot of people are not going to understand. You think that I had a good journey, I had an easy journey. I lost a lot of people in my life, not because they're no longer on this earth. Because when I made the decision that Tanisha was going to operate in the path that she is going to operate in, it made a lot of people uncomfortable. It made a lot of people angry. And I had to apologize. But guess what? There's no love lost. But I got to do what's going to be right for me. I had to do the work of realizing what were my values, what was important to me. Right? And this is why I say, I don't know why I'm going this direction, but let's just take it here for a minute. Some of you, this is why a lot of us are single, right? I know a lot of the reasons why I'm single is because the men that I have met, let's say the last 7 years, the men that I have met in my last 7 years, most of them don't operate in purpose. I operate in purpose. I believe in purpose. I know purpose. I know what my purpose is. I work diligently to try to operate in my purpose. And when I do fall off, I need somebody that's going to look, babe, you haven't been operating in purpose in the last couple of months. We need you to get back on track. So when I know my values and I sit and I have these conversations, if I ask a man, what's your values? The moment that he says, I don't know that's not important. It is. Because so a lot of y'all probably don't remember, back in 2022, I went to Myrtle Beach for a month. Do you know how many dudes? One dude said, oh, you a bum. You ain't even got a job. Sir, if he only knew what I was doing over there, how I was over there tapping into my gifts, and my gifts was making room for me, and the abundance and the overflow was coming in, like what? Just because my life and the way that I structured my life didn't look like his. He'd rather say, no, I want to, if you're not, he said to me, this dude, if you're not getting up every day, physically sitting in traffic and going to work and then leaving that job and going to another job, then you're not working. I said, no. I said, I value my time. You value money. Neither one is wrong, but our values don't align. Because I don't believe in doing that anymore. Y'all heard my story. 2015, I quit my job. 2021, I quit my job. Okay? Because I had to value my time. I realized, yeah, this doesn't align with me. I don't believe this. I don't believe that I have to sit in traffic 2 hours to and from just to say that I did something amazing. No, I can sit here and still get the same work done, being fully in purpose, bust out them tasks and get the work done and still make my paycheck. I don't have to do it the other way. And when I tried to explain that to this person, they was just like, no, that doesn't make sense. God bless. The days of arguing and going back and forth, they don't exist. Our values don't align. I need someone in purpose, someone that knows their values, someone that has similar values. It's not going to be fully identical, and don't expect it to be, right? Please don't expect it to be fully aligned and fully identical. You need a little bit of, a little bit shaken up. But when people are completely off or don't have any clue, because see, I know, at least for me, and some of you might be in the same position, especially when you are operating in purpose. Y'all can tell me, y'all can put them in the comments. I'm gonna check these comments because I'm live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Put them in the comments. How many times have you started dating someone or you're friends with someone who's not operating in purpose, who doesn't know your values, and now you end up being the coach that's gonna coach them? And the one thing I have said, and I told myself this year at 40 years old, I said, God, I don't want to date someone that I have to coach. There's going to be moments we're going to have to work together and coach each other. But I mean, literally coaching that person up to where I am, that's a very difficult task. Because that means that I'm literally what I just had you do, or hopefully you're going to think about this. All right, what subscriptions are you going to unsubscribe to? Doing those activities. Let's identify what gifts do you have. That's going to be a lot of work. That's not going to be something that I'm going to be excited about. I can work with that person, but doesn't mean that that's a person I should be dating. And I think that's something that a lot of us, we really don't understand. So I don't know. Someone probably needs that. Someone might need that reminder, like, just be mindful of that. Don't put yourself in the coaching seat of a person that you're dating, especially when you have already done that work, that level of work. So I hope this message truly has made some sense to you. Try not to make this long. I hope this message has made sense. Like, share this video, share this in your group, share this with your friends, share this on your timeline, send it to somebody. Because we all got to start doing this, subscribe and unsubscribe. And some of you might need to do that to your emails too. I'm feeling like that's also a message too. And I'm guilty. That might have been for me. Tanisha, go through your emails and unsubscribe to some of these emails because it's filling up your inbox. And when you fill up your inbox, the things that you need to come in, it's not going to come in, right? Same as that concept with our mind, with our heart. If you're not cleaning it out, clearing out the clutter, the good stuff that you need, the things that you need to hear, the things that you need to really absorb, it's not going to be enough space because it's full to capacity. And we don't want that. So the one thing I will say, and I never like to do these like, oh, you want to work with me, but seriously, if you're like, look, Tanisha, I hear what you're saying, but I need a little bit more time. I need to really sit down and process this. What does this mean? I still have my birthday special going. And honestly, after the encounters I had in the last 24 hours, when I say to you, this is going to be the lowest in a very long time. And that's only because one-on-one, you're getting my time, right? This is not some pre-recording. This is me and you sitting down, and we're literally putting this process through to get you started. Because when you end that call with me, you're going to now have a starting point. Like, we're going to actually do that work. So if you click on the link in the description, you're going to see that. Get on my calendar. Inbox me. If you see a day and time that's not available, inbox me. I will make time. If you are serious, I will make time. I will move things around. And actually, I need to update my calendar now that my Thursdays are back. But I think I'm gonna let me hold off on that because I want to take swimming. I need to learn how to swim. And I said I dedicated my 40s. I'm gonna learn how to swim. Don't judge me. Don't judge me because I don't know how to swim. But I want to learn how to swim. And I think they have Thursday classes. So Thursdays might stay blocked out, but I have all the other days, I think, except Sunday. But I think this Sunday I will open up and give time to those people that are serious. Because this is blocking you from the life that you truly desire. And I'm telling you, I'm living proof. If you have been following my journey, I'm not sitting here telling you just to sit here and make it sound good. I have fully changed my life every time. And I'm telling you good and bad because I have gone through, been on purpose, on fire. Yes, God, I got you. I know what I'm supposed to do. And then next thing you know, life comes, had the miscarriage in 2016, almost died. And I just completely shut down. I should have been standing on my faith because God was the one that saved me. But I just shut down. You know what? Let me just focus on. Do you know that when I realized me shutting down, because when I shut down, that means I close my mouthpiece. And my voice is what my purpose is. It's a part of my purpose. So I'm shutting down. Don't you know that's what really led to the downfall to my finances. Like that's just the reality. My money got funny. You hear that saying? My money got funny? That was me. My money got funny because I shut down. And then I ended up, let me go back to go get a job. But then I said, you know what? The strategy was find something that you're going to be able to operate in purpose. Right? I didn't do the entrepreneurship, but I did find something that was in my purpose. And then I did the crazy thing that I didn't listen to God. I was just doing my own thing. And I went and got another job. And God was probably looking at me like, if she don't just do what I need her to do and do it how I need her to do it, well, cool. But I got back on track because what I did was I went back to what I knew, right? You know what subscriptions you can always fall back because again, a lot of these subscriptions are not wrong. I'm not saying that the things that our parents taught us or we learned in school was fully wrong. So you can always, I know I can always go get a job. That's 100%. If I can't get a contract, if I can't get some clients, I know I can go get a job because I know what skills that I have. If I can't operate in purpose, I know I can teach Excel. If I can't teach the courses that I want to teach, I know that I can still teach Excel. I can still teach Microsoft. I can still teach QuickBooks. It might not be something that I'm purposeful or that I'm excited about, but it is something that I can still use because it is still a skill that I have. So it's not wrong, but it's going to take me out of purpose. And I can find purpose there. However, God wants us to use our gifts the way that He intends for it. This is why we got to get to that place in that space in that relationship. I said I'm not going to be here for long, and it's now 28 minutes. So I'm going to end now. But thank you for those that have watched live. Thank you for those that's watching the replay. Instagram, I'm going to put this video back up, so it's going to be on my page. It's going to be on YouTube. If anyone wants to go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, absolutely, I encourage it. But again, if you're ready to take action, you're like, look, I'm ready, Tanisha. I'm ready. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired. I need you, when you book that call, to be in the space of, I am sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. I'm tired of what I have been believing. I'm tired of everything that I have been told. I'm tired of, and I don't care what age you are. You could be sick and tired at 20. You could be sick and tired at 70. We still have opportunity to still make something happen and make a change and a difference in our lives. We still have that ability. It's not too late. So I am your girl, Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. You guys have an amazing night. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And yes, I will be back. I will be back. I'm going to get a schedule, and the schedule will be up of when I will be, on which platforms I will be on. I was on TikTok last night. Follow me on TikTok at Professor Inspiration on TikTok. For those of you that are on YouTube and Facebook, follow me on Instagram at Tanisha Shanae. And Tanisha Shanae is pretty much for Facebook and for YouTube as well. But I love you guys. Be well, be blessed.